Let us start the new chapter, that is atoms and molecule. This chapter contains the introduction part, Dalton's theory and the laws of chemical combinations, atoms, molecules and ions, chemical formula of compounds, molecular mass and formula unit mass, and finally the mole concept. Now let us talk about the introductory part of the atom. Around 500 BC, Maharshi Kannad, the Indian philosopher, based on the division of any substance or matter we know anything which have the mass and it can occupy the space is known as matter, to get a smallest particle out of it. Whatever the things we see around, if we go on dividing it, ultimately we will get a smallest particle that he named as Parmanu. Later on, among the Greek philosopher, Democritus called the smallest particle atom, which means in Greek, atomios means indivisible. Around 18th century, scientists understood the difference between elements, compound, and started more about their combination mechanism. Why this compound or element or atom combine? Thereafter, Antoine Lavoisier formulated two important laws of chemical composition, namely law of conservation of mass and second, law of constant proportion. Let us talk about the law of conservation of mass. It was proposed by Antoine Laurent Lavoisier in the year 1789. This law states that there is conservation of mass. That is, the mass of a conserved or closed system will remain constant in a chemical reaction. In other words, we can say mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Second law is law of constant proportion. It says the proportion in which elements are present in a compound remains the same irrespective of its method of preparation. That means whatever the method of preparation we are adopting, the element present in a particular compound will remain same. So in other words, in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in a definite proportion by mass. Let us explain it by some example. For example, pure water. As you know, pure water, if you will obtain it from any source, from any country, either any source means from well, river, any other source, home tap water, or from any country like India, Russia, China, America, anyone, you will contain the composition of the chemical or element present will be two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. As you know, the formula of water is H2O, two hydrogen atom and two oxygen atom. So hydrogen and oxygen respectively combine together in the ratio of 1:8 by mass to form the water. Now, we are talking about ratio of number of atoms for water will be always H is to O, hydrogen is to oxygen is 2:1. As formula is H2O. That means H is to O is equal to 2:1. And the molar mass or molecular mass of water, as you know, is the 18 gram. As you know, the 2 gram of hydrogen, H2 means 2 gram, and oxygen, atomic weight of oxygen is 16. So H2O means 18 gram of water, you can say 2 gram of hydrogen it contain and 16 gram of oxygen it contain. Similarly, if we take the example of ammonia, NH3, ammonia gas, it is made up of N, nitrogen, which is having the 14 mass, and H3, hydrogen, each containing one atomic mass means 3 hydrogen, so 3 mass. So total mass will be 14 plus 3, 17. So nitrogen constitute 14 out of 17 and hydrogen constitute 3 out of 17. So whatever the source or whatever the way we obtain the ammonia, we will get the ratio of nitrogen is to hydrogen as 14:3. 3 by mass. Okay, so this is the law of constant proportion. So Joseph Louis Proust was the scientist who proposed the law of definite proportion. It is also known as law of fixed proportion by mass. So according to this law, it states a chemical substance always contains the same element in a fixed proportion by mass. So this is again we can revise. This law is given by Proust. It states in a compound the elements are always present in a definite proportion by mass or fixed proportion by mass. Now, Sir John Dalton has given the pioneer work in the field of chemistry. So he is also known as father of classical chemistry. He has explained, he has given the proper explanation for these laws, and he's a British chemist. He picked up the idea of divisibility of matter. As you know, earlier it was given that matter is made up of atom and atom is indivisible. It cannot be divided. And he also said atom are the smallest entity or particle of the matter, which cannot be divided further. He also provided the theory based upon laws of chemical combinations and successfully give two explanations for the law. Now, there are 7 postulates given by Dalton atomic theory. So first is all matter is made up of very tiny particles. These particles are called atoms. That means all the things are made up of atoms or tiny particle. Second postulate is an atom cannot be further divided. Atoms are indivisible. Third is atom can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. While in a chemical reaction, atom cannot be created nor be destroyed. Okay. Fourth postulate is all atoms of an element are identical in all respect. Either it is talking about the mass, chemical properties, etc. That means elements are made up of atom. This is clear to you all. Elements are made up of atom of identical nature. Identical means if a particular element, for example, iron, copper, gold, anything. Iron, if we are talking about iron, iron is made up of iron atom. So all the atoms of iron will be same or identical in all respect, including mass, its chemical properties, in nature, everything. Fifth postulate is atom of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. That means different element have different atoms, like iron element is having iron atom, copper element is having copper atom, gold element is having gold atoms. So the atoms of different element will differ in their masses and also in their chemical properties. Sixth is atom of different elements combine in small whole number ratios to form compounds. Like atoms of different element, like for example water, if we take, like atom of different element means in water, what are the elements involved? H2O, that means two atom of hydrogen combined with one element or atom of oxygen. So it in the fixed ratio, so a small whole number ratio, you can say it is 2:1. Hydrogen is to oxygen is in the whole number ratio of 2:1 to form the compound. And seventh postulate is the in a given compound the relative number and types of atoms are constant. So number and type of atoms in a compound is also constant. Now, explanation of law of chemical combination using Dalton atomic theory. We have already seen the postulates number 1 and 3. Like first explanation is for the law of conservation of mass. Matter is made up of atom. All of you agree with the postulate 1, which can neither be created nor destroyed. Means in postulate 3, hence we can say matter can neither be created nor be destroyed, because matter is made up of atom. Atom cannot be created nor be destroyed. So you can say matter cannot be created nor be destroyed. For example, 100 gram of mercuric oxide when heated in a closed test tube, it decomposes into its respective element, that is 92.6 gram of mercury and 7.4 gram of oxygen gas. So this is one type of solution that confirms the laws. Like mercury oxide, it decomposes into mercury and oxygen. Total mass of the reactant, that means mercury oxide, is given as 100 gram. Total mass of the product is 92.6 mercury and 7.4 gram oxygen. So it also becomes 100 grams. So left hand side is equal to right hand side. So you can say during the decomposition reaction, matter is neither created nor destroyed. Here, matter is made up of tiny mercury and oxygen atom. The given reaction shows that atom can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. The law of constant proportion. This is the another law which has been proved from the Dalton's atomic theory. This law followed directly from 6th and 7th postulate of Dalton atomic theory, which state that atom of different element combined in small whole number ratio to form a compound. You all agree that atoms of different element combine in small whole number to form a compound? And in a given compound, the relative number and types of atom are also constant. Let us see by example. Let us take the sample of carbon dioxide. No matter how it is prepared, you can prepare the carbon dioxide by directly heating the calcium carbonate or by direct combination of calcium, carbon and oxygen. So whatsoever the sources of preparation may be, we have to take the carbon dioxide. As you know, carbon dioxide is made up of carbon and oxygen. So one carbon atom and two oxygen atom combine to form a molecule of carbon dioxide, CO2. Thus, it obeys the law of constant proportion. C is to O is in the ratio of 1 is to 2, CO2. The mass of carbon dioxide is 44 gram. We can obtain the molecular mass of the carbon dioxide CO2 by adding 16 unit of oxygen and 12 unit of carbon. Thus, in carbon dioxide, carbon and oxygen combine in the ratio of 3 is to 8 by mass. So, now the next is atom. Atoms. Atoms are the building blocks of matter. Now, building blocks of an ant hill are small sand particles. These are all example. You can understood it better. What is atom? Bricks are the building blocks of a building. Similarly, atoms are building blocks of matter. That means all matter is made up of tiny particle that is known as atom. Atoms are indivisible particle and cannot be destroyed or created by any chemical means. We cannot create atom. We cannot make atoms as it is indivisible. According to Dalton's atomic theory, all matter is made up of tiny particles called atom. Okay. This would mean that rod of iron is made up of millions of atoms of iron. That means rod of iron is made up of iron, but iron atoms will be present in the million numbers. Now coming to size of an atom, again size is very small. Atoms are very small in size. They are not visible through our naked eyes, and also they are not visible under the powerful optical microscope. So size of atom is indicated by radius of the atom. We cannot visualize, we only can give the radius, that is known as atomic radius. The distance between center to the outer periphery is known as atomic radius. It is expressed in nanometer. So 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power 9 minus 9 meter. Hydrogen atom is smallest of all atoms. So hydrogen has 0.037 nanometer atomic radius. Other few nitrogen and iron atomic radius is given. Now, Dalton was the first scientist used to represent the different shapes of the element, or symbolic representation of element was given first by the Dalton. So, every symbol he proposed also represent definite quantity of respective elements also. The symbol of some of the chemical simple common elements are given by Dalton is the hydrogen, phosphorus, copper, gold, platinum, carbon, sulfur, oxygen, likewise. Now, symbolic representation of element by Dalton was very tough or difficult to draw and also to remember. Therefore, an alternative method of representing element was proposed by J.J. Berzelius. He suggested that alphabet can be used as symbol to represent the element. So, these symbols can be made over from one or two letters of the element. So, this representation of element which is proposed by J.J. Berzelius was taken the idea by IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, and approves the name of the elements. And it also approved the symbol of element made from two letters of either English or Latin name of the element. As a rule, the first letter will be written in the capital letter and the second letter will be written in the small letter. So here are some of the modern symbols of the common element aluminium. Al. A is written, first letter is A, so it is written in capital, and L is in small. Argon, Ar, first A capital, argon, Ar small. Like third is calcium, C capital, A small. Likewise, first two combination of two letters from English or Latin name. So go through all the elements and its symbol. Now, atomic mass. As you know, matter has its mass and it occupies the space. So, mass is the characteristic property of matter. Hence, atom present in matter also will have the mass or it will possess the mass. The mass of an atom is known as atomic mass. What is atomic mass? The mass of an atom. Now, atom of a given element are identical in shape, size, mass and chemical properties according to Dalton's postulate. So, atom of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. Now, it is as atoms are very small identity, so to determine the mass of an individual atom, it is a difficult task. So, how it is been taken? So, relative atomic mass is determined by comparing the mass of particular atom with that of an atom of the standard reference. The unit of mass of an atom is known as atomic mass unit. And John Dalton suggested that mass of a hydrogen atom is taken as a standard reference of the atomic mass unit. Later on, as hydrogen is also very small atom, so later it was considered as the mass of oxygen taken as the reference. So 1/16 the mass of oxygen atom has taken as standard. But in 1961, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, IUPAC, adopted the carbon as the reference. Carbon means carbon 12 isotope. Carbon has got two isotope. So that's carbon 12 and carbon 14. So carbon 12 was taken as the standard and it was adopted that atomic mass unit will be 1/12 the mass of carbon 12 isotope as the standard reference to measure relative atomic masses. So IUPAC named this unit as Unified Atomic Mass Unit, or in short form we can write U. So one atomic mass unit is 1/12 the mass of C12 atom. C12 is the isotope of carbon. So one unified atomic mass is equal to 1/12 into mass of C12 atom. Hence, the relative atomic mass of atom of an element is defined as the average mass of an atom as compared to 1/12 the mass of carbon 12 unit. For example, atomic mass of oxygen is 16 unit, unified atomic mass, that is U. The atomic mass of some of the common element is given in following table. Try to go through it and try to learn the atomic mass unit. Now children, molecules and ions. The smallest particle of a substance is called an atom. An atom is very small in size and it cannot be divided further. Now, the atoms are smallest particle of the substance. So most elements are not stable and cannot exist independently. So these atoms, they combine with the same type of atom or different atom to form the element, and it forms a stable entity known as molecules. Hence, how we can define a molecule? A molecule can be defined as the smallest entity of a substance capable of independent existence. The constituting atom of a molecule held together by strong attractive forces. For example, let us see the molecular form of hydrogen, H2. H2 is a molecule in which two hydrogen atoms are bonded chemically. Similarly, hydrogen atom can also combine with oxygen to form a compound, that is water molecule. So, a molecule is the smallest particle of an element or a compound that can exist independently and possesses all the properties of the substance to which it belongs. Next is elements. The molecule of an element is composed of identical atoms, same type of atom. For example, oxygen molecule O2 consists of two oxygen atoms. Nitrogen molecule N2 consists of two nitrogen atoms. Nitrogen and oxygen are known as diatomic molecule as they are consisting of two atoms of the corresponding um, atoms. Thus, the atomicity of nitrogen and oxygen is 2. When three atoms of oxygen combine, it forms the molecule ozone, O3. The atomicity of ozone is 3. The number of atoms constituting a molecule is known as its atomicity. Common elements and the atomicity is given. For example, monoatomic element, helium, neon, argon. Diatomic molecules, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, chlorine, fluorine. And tetraatomic means 4, P4 or phosphorus. And polyatomic, 8 atom per molecule is sulfur, S8. Molecules of compounds. The molecule of a compound are formed when atoms of different elements combine chemically in definite proportions. Let us see the example. Example, molecule of carbon dioxide is consist of one carbon atom and two oxygen atom. Therefore, the ratio by number of atom present in the molecule of carbon dioxide, C is to O, carbon is to oxygen, is equal to 1 is to 2. This means the ratio by mass of atom present in molecule of carbon dioxide, C is to O, is mass of carbon is to mass of oxygen. So mass of carbon, that is you can consider 12 into 1 and 16 into 2, that is 12 is to 32, where 12 unit and 16 unit are the atomic masses of carbon and oxygen atom. So it will comes to 3 is to 8. So here is the table of molecules of compound and ratio of mass of atom. So water, hydrogen is to oxygen 1 is to 8. Ratio of number of atoms is 2 is to 1. Now ammonia NH3, it is 14 is to 3, 1 is to 3 is the ratio of atom. Carbon dioxide CO2, 3 is to 8. Carbon monoxide CO, 3 is to 4. Hydrogen peroxide H2O2, 1 is to 16. Now we will talk about the structure of some molecules. This is the linear structure of carbon dioxide molecule. You can see double bond between carbon and oxygen. It is double covalent bond. Single covalent bond sharing 2 electrons, one from hydrogen, one from chlorine, and linear structure of hydrochloric acid. Nitrogen molecule, triple covalent bond is there between nitrogen. The next term is ions. An ion is a charged species in which an atom or a group of atoms possess a net electric charge. The net electric charge of an ion can either be positive or it can be negative. Positively charged ions are called cations and negatively charged ions are called anions. Molecules that are composed of metals and non-metals contain charge species. For example, potassium chloride, KCl, consists of K plus ion. Cation is the K plus and anion is Cl minus chloride ion. Similarly, two molecules, an atom can be monoatomic, diatomic, tetratomic, etc. Ion may consist of single charge atom or a group of atoms that have net charge over them. A group of atoms carrying a charge is called the polyatomic ion. Now some of the common ions and their symbols is given: aluminium Al3 plus, calcium Ca2 plus, cuprous Cu plus. These all are monoatomic. Cupric ion Cu2 plus, bromide monoatomic, chloride Cl minus, fluoride F minus, hydride H minus. So these are the monoatomic ions. Now coming to ionic compounds, a compound in which molecules are formed by combination of cations, that is positively charged ions, and anions, that is negatively charged ions, are called ionic compound. For example, zinc oxide ZnO. This is formed by combination of zinc ion Zn2 plus and oxide ion O2 minus. The other examples are magnesium chloride, potassium bromide, and sodium chloride. Now some of the examples of ionic compound is calcium oxide. Calcium oxygen ratio by mass is given 5:2. Ratio of number of ions is 1:1. One is cation and one is anion. Magnesium oxide MgCl2 and aluminium oxide. Now how to write a chemical formula of compound? It is the symbolic representation of its atomic constituents. In other words, we can say a chemical formula represents the composition of a molecule in terms of its symbol and number of elements present in that molecule. To write chemical formula of a compound, one have prior knowledge of two things. That is the symbol of constituent elements, and second, the combining capacity of each atom constituting the compound. Now, the next term is valency. We all know that combining power or combining capacity of an atom or element is called its valency. The number of atoms of other element with which one atom of an element combined is decided by valency of that element. For example, both hydrogen and chlorine have valency of 1. Therefore, one atom of hydrogen combined with one atom of chlorine to form one molecule of hydrogen chloride or HCl. The valency of ion is equal to the charge on it. Some of the common ions with their valency is given in the table. Aluminium Al3 plus, valency is 3. Ammonium NH3, valency is 1. Calcium Ca2 plus, then copper Cu2 plus, hydrogen H plus, iron 2, hydrogen carbonate, hydride, chloride, carbonate, CO2, CO3, 2 minus, bromide, Br minus, sulfide, SO3, 2 minus. While writing the chemical formula, these rules are given below. First is the valencies or charges on the ions must be balanced. Second, a compound consists of metal and non-metal. Symbol of metal is written first on left hand side and symbol is of non-metal written on the right hand side. For example, calcium chloride, zinc sulfide. Calcium and zinc are metal, so it is written first, whereas chlorine and sulfur are non-metal, it should be written in the right. In case of compounds consisting of polyatomic ions, that polyatomic ions are enclosed in a bracket before writing the number to indicate the ratio. For example, aluminium sulfate, Al2SO4 whole thrice. Sulfate is of 3 molecules. The polyatomic sulfate ion is enclosed in the bracket before writing. Compound composed of two different elements are called binary compounds or the simplest compound. While writing the chemical formula for compound, we first write the constituent element and their valency and then cross over the valency of the combining atom. For example, calcium oxide. Calcium is having 2 plus valency, so it will be written on the cross of the calcium, that is on oxygen, and oxygen valency is written in the calcium. The formula will become CaO. Now let us see how to write aluminium sulfate. Aluminium is having valency 3 plus and SO4 is having valency 2 minus. So by writing the valency in the cross, we will get the formula of aluminium sulfate Al2SO4 in bracket whole thrice. Bracket is used, as we know, SO4 is the polyatomic ion. Bracket with subscript 3 indicate 3 sulfate groups are joined to 2 aluminium atom. Molecular mass and formula unit mass. An atom consists of 3 types of particle: electron, proton and neutron. Out of these, mass of electron is negligible compared to proton and neutron. Thus, the mass of an atom is equal to mass of total number of neutron and proton present in it. Molecules are formed when 2 or more atoms combine chemically in a fixed ratio. The molecular mass of a substance is the sum of atomic masses of all the atoms present in molecule of that substance. This is also called relative molecular mass, or its unit is atomic mass unit. Hence, to calculate the mass of molecule or to calculate the molecular mass, mass of all atoms present in it are added. Calculation of molecular mass. Now, molecular mass of sodium hydroxide and potassium sulfate. First, we have to write the formula of sodium hydroxide. It is NaOH. Now, atomic mass of sodium is 23 unit, atomic mass of oxygen 16 unit, and atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 unit. First of all, we have to write the formula, then number of atoms of oxygen and hydrogen and sodium. So molecular mass of NaOH is 23, that is 1 molecule of Na, oxygen 16 and hydrogen 1. So after adding, it will comes to 40 unit. Similarly, chemical formula of potassium sulfate K2SO4, atomic mass of potassium is 39, atomic mass of sulfur 32, atomic mass of oxygen 16. So now to obtain the molecular mass of K2SO4, we have to calculate K2, 39 into 2, S is 1, 32 into 1, and oxygen is 4, 16 into 4. So it will comes to 174 unit. One term is formula unit and formula unit mass. The term formula unit is used for those substances whose constituent particles are ions. The formula unit of a mass is the sum of atomic masses of all the atoms present in the formula unit of a compound. For example, calcium oxide has formula unit CaO. Now for calculation of formula unit mass, it is also calculated in the same way as the molecular mass. Formula unit of nitric acid and sodium oxide. Now formula of nitric acid is HNO3. Atomic masses of hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen is 1 unit, 14 unit and 16 unit respectively. So in one formula unit of HNO3, 3 are hydrogen, 1 is nitrogen and 3 are oxygen. The formula unit of HNO3 is 1 into 1 plus 14 into 1 plus 16 into 3. That is 63 units. In the same way, chemical formula of sodium oxide is Na2O. Atomic mass of sodium is 23 unit. Atomic mass of oxygen 16 unit. In one formula unit of Na2O, 2 sodium and 1 oxygen atom is present. Formula unit will be 2 into 23 plus 1 into 16. That will be 62 units. The very important topic is mole concept. Now, how we define 1 mole of a substance? Substance means it can be atom, ions, molecules or particles. 1 mole is that quantity in number having a mass equal to its atomic or molecular mass in grams. 1 mole of any substance contains 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 particles of atom, molecule or ions. This means that 1 mole atom of any substance contains this number 6.022 to 10 raised to 23 atoms. Similarly, 1 mole of molecule of any substance contains this molecules and 1 mole of ion of any substance contains these ions, and hence the mass of a particular substance is fixed. So we can say the number of 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 is an experimentally obtained value and is known as Avogadro's number or Avogadro's constant, represented by the number. It is named after the Italian scientist Amedeo Avogadro. 1 mole atom of an element has mass equal to gram atomic mass of that element. Hence, the mass of 1 mole molecule is equal to molecular mass in grams. The atomic mass of an element is the mass of its atom in the atomic mass unit. So, by taking the same numerical value of atomic mass and changing the unit from unit to gram, the mass of 1 mole atom of that element is obtained. The mass of 1 mole of atom is known as molecular mass of atom, gram atomic mass or gram atoms. For example, the atomic mass of nitrogen is 14 unit. The atomic mass of nitrogen is 14 gram. Similarly, molecular mass of substance gives the mass of molecule of that substance in atomic mass unit. Therefore, as discussed earlier, by taking the numerical value same, the molecular mass, and by changing its unit from unit to gram, the mass of 1 mole of molecule of that substance can be obtained. Therefore, mass of 1 mole molecule of any substance is equal to gram molecular mass of that substance. Now, Avogadro number can be summarized as follows. 1 mole of any particle, that is atom, ion, molecule, is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 number of atoms or molecules or ions, is also equal to relative mass of those particles in grams. Like 1 mole molecules is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 atom number of molecules is equal to molecular mass in grams. Similarly, 1 mole of atom is equal to 6.022 10 raised to 23 number of atoms, and it is also equal to atomic mass in gram. Now let us see the examples. First is calculation of mass of 0.5 moles of N2 gas or nitrogen gas. So what we have to do? The molecular mass of nitrogen is 28. 14 plus 14, that is 28 unit. Now mass is equal to molar mass into number of moles. So mass is equal to 28, that is molar mass, into number of moles, that is 0.5. So 28 into 0.5 is equal to 14 grams. So mass of N2 is 14 gram. Now calculation of number of moles present in this much particle of nitrogen, 18.066 10 raised to 23. Now 1 mole of nitrogen contain Avogadro's number 6.022 10 raised to 23. So number of moles is equal to given number of particle by Avogadro number. So given number of particle by Avogadro, we will get the 3. Therefore number of moles of particle present is 3 mole.